Pope Francis's funeral will take place on Saturday, the 26th of April at 10 a.m. The Holy Father's body is currently resting in the chapel of St. Martha's House. Vatican employees and their families have been praying there since this morning. Tomorrow at 9 a.m, the coffin containing the Pope's body will be transferred to St. Peter's Basilica. The Basilica will be open to the faithful from that day from 11 a.m. until midnight, on Thursday from 7 a.m. till midnight, and on Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. He was a beautiful person who did good. He was very sociable, very affectionate, the kind of person one should be. The funeral mass, in accordance with the Pope's wishes, is to be a modest ceremony. It will be accompanied by traditional symbols, 2 coffins, a zinc one and a wooden one, a paschal candle, a symbol of the transition from earthly life to eternity, blackbirds signifying death and sorrow, an illuminated cross, a symbol of Christianity. The Gospel book that is placed on the coffin reminds of the Word of God preached by the head of the Church. Francis will be buried outside the walls of the Vatican. His tomb will be in the Basilica of St. Mary Major, which has extraterritorial status and belongs to the Holy See. Throughout his pontificate, the Pope visited it more than 120 times. He will be the first Pope in 120 years whose body will not rest in the Vatican grottos beneath St. Peter's Basilica. A total of 9 special masses will be held. Masses are then held, which are called novendiales. Each one is conducted by a different cardinal every day. According to the rules, the general congregation drew 3 cardinals who will assist the Camerlengo in preparing the Pope's funeral ceremony and the papal conclave in the next 3 days. Among them is Cardinal Stanisław Wawryłko. During his pontificate, Pope Francis hosted many world leaders, including Polish President Andrzej Duda.
Prezydent Duda był jednym z tych polityków.
President Duda was one of those politicians who are among those who most often met and spoke to Pope Francis. Together with the First Lady, the President will attend the funeral ceremony of Pope Francis.
Prezydent Andrzej Duda podjął decyzję.
President Duda has decided to designate the day of the funeral, April the 26th, as a day of national mourning. The Pope's fellow countryman, Argentine President Javier Milei, also announced his presence at the Vatican, cancelling most of his meetings planned for the coming days, declaring 7 days of national mourning. As President, as an Argentine, and above all, as a man of faith, I bid well to the Holy Father and stand in solidarity with all those who are facing this sad news. United States President Donald Trump also announced his attendance at Francis's funeral. Melania and I will be going to the funeral of Pope Francis in Rome. We look forward to being there. Pope Francis's last pilgrimage was to France. Now President Emmanuel Macron will travel to the Vatican to bid farewell to Francis. I know the pain that many are feeling today. I want to express to them the support of France, my personal support, and the support of my wife. Of course, we are thinking about everything he has done, everything he has left behind. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky will also attend Francis's funeral. Millions of people around the world are mourning the tragic news of Pope Francis's passing. His life was devoted to God, to people, and to the Church. The heads of EU institutions will also travel to the Vatican. As a sign of mourning, all flags of EU institutions have been lowered to half-mast.
The world mourns the passing of Pope Francis. He inspired millions far beyond the Catholic Church with his humility and his pure love for the less fortunate. Our thoughts are with all who feel this profound loss. May they find solace in the idea that Pope Francis' legacy will continue to guide us all toward a more just, peaceful and compassionate world.
Country leaders are not only announcing their participation in the Pope's funeral ceremony, many are instituting a period of mourning in their own countries. Peru's executive has declared a period of national mourning and has arranged for high-level delegations to attend the Pope's funeral. Others, including Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and the British royal family, are sharing their memories. I had the privilege of enjoying his friendship, his advice and his teachings, which never faltered, even in moments of trial and suffering. The Queen and I recall with particular affection our meetings with His Holiness over the years, and we were greatly moved to have been able to visit him this month. We will always remember the joy of Pope Francis, his smile, his enthusiasm, his sense of humour, his optimism and his passion for soccer, a quality that made him the greatest Brazilian among Argentines. Those also attending Francis's funeral will include the President and Prime Minister of Portugal, King Philip VI of Spain, British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. The death of Pope Francis has begun the Sede Vacante, a period when the Holy See is not staffed by a pope. The new head of the Catholic Church will be chosen during a conclave, which is expected to take place between the 15th and 20th days following the Pope's death.